Hello everyone, my name is Starcal. So today we are going on the third video about Thankmas and Tiltify. This is how you set up your overlays if you're curious. This, in my opinion, is probably one of the best parts of all this because you can put this on your screen directly all the time. It's amazing. Let me show you real quick. All right, so here is last year's Thankmas overlay that we had. You can see right on the screen, it shows you how much you've raised, the name of the event, who we're raising it for, a QR code, and the last donation and how much it was. It's actually incredible. When you do things like the overlays, you get a bunch of opportunities to customize and make it super easy for people to see who you are, what's going on, when they donate, and it's amazing. It's honestly one of the best parts, in my opinion, about Tiltify. So if I show you over here, you go to the left, click on overlays, as I already did. You click on test donation if you want to see what this looks like at default. So you can make it $1, you can make it $0 as well. I'm just going to do it for the sake of showing you the bar filling up. And then you can make it as many times as you want to see the test. So you hit send test, and you can see in the top left, we've got all the bars filling up. That's a person, that's a person, that's a person. In the bottom right, you can see the event going on. That'll show who donated to what, and then you can also change all of this around. So we'll show that right now, actually. First thing we're going to talk about is the alert box. That's the bottom right, the thing that's going off right now saying insert name, donated $1 to World Central Kitchen. Go down here, you can change the position doing it this way, or you can just drag it around. It's all up to how you want to do it. It's easiest to do it by dragging and then adjusting using pixels. If you're going to adjust the text, you can always do that. You just click down here, move it wherever you want to do it. If you want to have it fade in differently, I like regular fade in. It just looks better in my opinion. It just kind of shows up on the screen and then it goes away all nice like. You can change the font, the color, the strokes, everything else. This is just a customization area. You can put in, my favorite thing is the GIFs. I'm going to show you guys the one I used this year for World Central Kitchen. I use the van one because it just looks dope, honestly. So you click it and then it shows up right here and you can change the duration to make it look a little bit better. I make it at 4 seconds for this one. You can change it so that it won't show under or above a certain amount. That way, if you have like people that are spamming $1 all the time, you can just get rid of them altogether by saying don't show donations equal or over $1 or equal or under. It's nice to do. I personally want to have all donations show up so I don't worry about that. And then after you're done with that, that's it, the alert box. That's the entirety of customization. There's a few other things you can do, like I didn't really go over. It's mainly just colors though, so it's fine. Second, there's the event list. That's the top left where it says the 4 donators. You can change this by the same thing, dragging. You can change the animation. You can change colors, font size. If you want to make it so that they don't ever come out of the box, keep on dynamic font size, because if you change it and their names are too big and you make the font size like 25, it just peeks out of the box. It looks really dumb. Or it can do that. So always make sure when you're changing it, either make sure it's one that'll fit every single name ever made by just putting in like a super long one and making sure it'll fit, or just go in and put on dynamic font size, because then it'll always make it fit into the box without any weird looks to it. You can also change the amount of things you have on screen at once. If you drop this down, it normally will automatically fill. But if you want to have it show like up to 20 events, you could do that. It'll just look really small. You got to remember when you're doing that to adjust the size of everything until it fits onto the screen properly. And it'll look eventually a little bit better. Otherwise, it'll just look a little scuffed sometimes. Just make sure you test it out before you go live with it, because otherwise it'll look a little bit, like that. After that, there is the overlay itself. This is, again, just the classic, regular, basic layout. This is not like a super fancy one. There are other ones you can do and customize. If you want to do any of that, you go in here to add widget and add any of these. This is Thankmas's own special overlay. It has a little snowman. You can see whenever they donate, it shows how many meals have been provided this time. But you can see here, if you donate, it'll add in that little pop-up box to show you like, hey, look, this person donated, instead of the little animation over here. And it also says we're doing it for 2023 Thankmas. So I like it, but I personally like having the bar up top. You can also change that however you want. Anyways, back to the overlay we were looking at. This is where you can change everything else that is on the screen aside from the QR code. You can change the colors, the backgrounds, everything about it. The position, if you're not using a 1920 by 1080 monitor, this is where you go to make it fit your monitor better. It's really easy to do, but it's also very easy to mess up. So if you're going to do it, I would have your overlay on and then test it in your sources before you do anything else. I'll show you how to do that as well in a minute here, just so you guys understand, because I know a lot of people don't know how to do online overlays without just getting a guide for it. And that's what I'm here for, taking a guide right now. If you're going to test any of this out, obviously we'll go over that. And then when you go down, you can see there's a time between new donations and how much you want to show. If you want to show it under $1 or whatever else, you can do that. That way it won't show in the top right, last donation, how much it was and all that. It'll just show whoever was like over your amount. That way, if you have someone spamming $1 every 5 seconds, it won't bother you. It'll just go away altogether. It'll be nice. Otherwise, you can leave it however you want, and then how long it'll show between each donation. So if you have a bunch of people spamming, and you want them to get their recognition, this is the easiest way to get them their own recognition. You just slow it down, give them 15, 20 seconds. That way you can read their name, see how much they donated, and then you're good to go. This is the QR code. This works as soon as you make your overlay or your campaign or whatever else. This is the universal QR code that will work no matter what. All right, guys, so once you are live and you publish your campaign, the QR code will work. In this example, it didn't, so I just skip ahead and show you my QR code if I was to scan it, since mine is live right now. You'll see right now, it's on Stars Thankmas 2023, and then it shows how much you've raised, the goal, what's going on, rewards if you want to redeem any of them, and then the description and all that we were talking about earlier in the very beginning. And it's that easy. That's all you got to do for the QR code. It just takes you here, and they got to figure out the rest. If you want to show them how to, you literally just click on donate, and then it'll ask you for what rewards you want to redeem. That way it can auto-tune the money to whatever you want. All right, now for the part that's going to be a little bit weird for most people. This is where you have to figure out what type of program you're using to stream. If you're using Streamlabs or OBS, this is pretty much the same for both of those. If you're using other ones, I would look up a video of how to get a browser source on your computer. That is the easiest way to figure this out. So when you make your URL for the overlay, this is what you're going to be greeted with. Obviously, when you're done and you like the way this looks, you just copy the overlay URL in the top right. You go over to your software. Mine is going to be Streamlabs today. You go to a browser source. You either make one or you go to one you're not using anymore. You click browser source, add a new browser source, name it whatever you want. I'm going to name mine Thankmas just because. Paste the URL right there. And then you'll see once you do that, it shows the bar, but nothing else. If you have a different setup than I do, it won't show the bar right away. It'll probably only show just like a piece of the screen in the top left specifically. What you got to do is go down to width and height and change it to 1920 by 1080 or whatever you're streaming at. If you're streaming in 720, then you got to look up the aspect ratio for that. And you're good to go. You can see it fills up the whole screen. It looks good. It's all done. Nothing else to do aside from that. You can change any of these settings if you want to, but honestly, the default settings will all work. Nothing has to be done from here on. Thankmas overlay is all set up, and you don't got to worry about, missing a donation, missing a reward. It'll show you everything. All you can just go to where your stream is. You go to the donations, and then you can see where they donated once you know that someone donated. Until then, it's just going to show no data, and then you're good to go. Your stream is all set up, and you can start raising money for things. Done. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. The next video will be about how to either join a team or set up a team. If you want to know more about that, feel free to look at the title and the thumbnails, and you will know exactly what's coming up next. Again, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. Enjoy streaming for Thankmas out there, and I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you all in the next live stream /video. Bye, everyone.